Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of building Dutch's restaurant in Oak Hill. I'm going to show you something unexpectedly cool, I guess. So this is Google Street View, and all I was going to do is I was just going to put a ruler on this because I need to know how big these windows are and how far apart they're spaced and everything. I was just going to put a ruler on it and saying, okay, if from here to here is that far, and I know that wall is 60 feet long, then I can scale everything out. Well, it turns out I don't have to do that because I've got an HO scale rule here, and just so happens that the view I have right now is almost exactly 60 feet long. It's almost perfect. Again, close enough for my view. So basically, if I know that I can just use my HO ruler and say, okay, this window is 5 feet tall and it's 7 feet long, and I can figure out the distance between all the windows, figure out the height of the building. So I've done that. So now I know I don't have this view. This is the only view I have, street view. You can see where the red truck, well, no, you can't see where the red truck is. There's a this is a street back over here, Front Street, but you're looking across the railroad tracks, and it's, a lot farther view. But this side is virtually identical as far as the design with the windows in it and everything. So now that I've got that, I can start laying out my walls and plan my building. So using the Google Earth, like I just told you about, I was able to make a scaled down version. And actually, I wrote the dimensions on here. So basically, the building is about 17 feet tall. And again, this is plus or minus, the Google car is sitting, 4 feet off the ground, so it's a little of an angle. The windows look like they're 7 feet long, 5 feet tall, and they start 4 feet above the ground. And down at the bottom, you see it looks like from this is the angled opening. From here, it goes 8 feet, then there's a 7-foot window, then there's 8 foot, then there's a 7-foot window. There's 3 windows like that. Then there's a door, and then there's another 7-foot window, and then there's 2 foot to the wall. So this was Larry Harper had the suggestion. He said, hey, I think the building looks kind of small. Do you think maybe, it should be a little bit bigger? I already know it can't be full size. So I made this little mock-up. This is actually the cardboard that I showed you in the last video. So basically, if I put it like this is 40 foot along this wall. That wall was originally 60 foot. So it's about 2/3 the size of the... Well, this one is 68 feet, and this is 40. So 60% of the size. And to me, that does look a little small. So I thought, what would it look like if I bumped it up to 50 feet? So I made a mock-up of 50 feet. And it's going to come back this way a little bit. To me, I like that a little bit better. It's still going to leave me enough room for the little brick building out here. Either way, I wasn't really going to have enough room to put a house here. There's no way. It does fill up this space here a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, this was 68 feet in the original one. I'm going to make it 50 feet. So let me show you how this translates out and how I'm going to try to place the windows to make it, how I'm going to try to scale it down, I guess, to make it still look, you'll recognize the building. So I drew it out on paper. So this is actually an in-scale drawing. I know you don't have anything to compare it to. This is the side that faces Main Street. The same side that's the we looked at on the first part of the video. So if this wall is 60 feet, the windows are 7 feet long and 5 feet tall. Again, I can scale those out from the picture. This would be the angled doorway to the entrance. So it's 8 feet. Then there's a 7-foot window, 8 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, 7 foot, and then there's a door in here, and then 7-foot window, and then there's 2 foot. So that ends up to be 60 feet. Again, the building is 17 foot tall, and it's 4 feet from the sidewalk to the edge of the windows. So I don't have room to make it 60 feet long. So we're gonna go down a little bit. So this was my original template. So if I make it only 40 feet long, I can have 2 windows and a door. That would be okay. You know, I'm not trying to, just like I did on Cedar Heights clay. I mean, I don't have room to model the whole thing, and I don't have room to model the whole Ohio fire brick. So I can, compress a little bit. But when I go over to the 50-foot version, I could actually have another window in here if I want to do that. What I'm really thinking about doing is, because it loses the, perspective, or excuse me, whatever you want to say. When I shorten this, but I leave the windows and everything the same size, and the height the same size, it just looks a little different to me. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to drop it down one more, is I'm going to reduce, this is still 50 feet long, I'm going to reduce the height from 17 feet to 15 feet, and I'm going to use a little bit smaller windows. I've got these T-sheet train group, double hung masonry windows, and they're 44 inches wide, which is, and since I'm turning them on the side, which is basically 3 feet, 8 inches instead of 5 feet. And they are 66 inches high, and I'm going this way. So that's, 5 feet, 6 inches instead of 7 feet. And I could put 4 windows in here plus the door. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to selectively compress a little bit, and I'm going to compress the windows just a little bit too. And if I use these windows that kept at 17-foot height, I think it would look kind of funny. Now, in the real building, I'm not going to go back and show you the picture again, but if you want to stop and zoom in, they didn't brick these windows in. When they filled the windows in, they're filled in with wood or siding or something. In fact, the ones on this wall, it's like it's like diagonal. I can't tell what it is on the other wall. I think they're straight up and down on the wall that faces the tracks that the murals were painted on. But they never bricked them in. They just filled them in with some kind of other material, wood or something. And you can see it when it's the sundry store, because when it's the sundry store, it almost looked like they still had a little rectangular window in the middle of these. So I think I would like to have windows on it. I still don't know if I'm going to make it a restaurant. I still might make it a Western Auto or something. The restaurant had awnings on it, and just for 1980, I just don't think that. I think by 1980, it wasn't a restaurant. It was definitely a different type of business. It's either the sundry store or the Western Auto. But I do want the windows on it. So, little modeler's license. And I'll probably make it a Western Auto, but I'll leave the windows on it. So that's where I'm at now. So, again, just to recap, I'm going to sort of go with this. I've got some tape here just holding the windows up there, so that obviously they're not straight. And I just didn't even scale them out. I just stuck them on there about where I think I'm going to. And there'll be a door, right here. And the door will be the standard height door, friend scale door. So now that I've got this figured out, I can go ahead and I can start laying out the walls and cut the windows out. And hopefully in the next update, I will have that for you. So before I leave, let me move the camera over. And I just got off the phone with a very interesting gentleman that worked at the Ohio Fire Brick. He's 81 years old there. He was, of course, Ohio Fire Brick's been out of business for, 35 years or something. But remembers a lot about it, and he was able to tell me a lot of the details about the building. And he actually says he even has some like home movies somewhere that we're going to try to get and convert and put on a CD so I can see them. So that's another part of doing research is, if you're doing something from the 80s, 90s, 70s, talk to people now, because those people aren't going to be around forever. Like I said, he's 81, super sharp guy, really enjoyed talking to him. Told about how they moved the bricks through the kilns and the different size bricks they made, and some of them, the bigger ones, had to stay in the kilns longer, and it was a really fascinating conversation. But if you're modeling a specific place or a specific industry, talk to those people now. You can find them on Facebook, or just historical societies. They'll hook you up. So I'm really grateful that I've had the chance to talk to him, and we're going to be talking some more. So I'll post an operations video this weekend. I do want to say I mailed out 4 of the 5 prize winners today. I still have not been contacted by, I think it's Jerome Davis. And so give him a few more days. If he doesn't contact me, I'm going to redraw that position. So, all right, questions, comments, let me know. Everybody stay safe.